Somehow, in the hoopla surrounding Allen Iverson's 54-point performance in Game 2, it was forgotten that Vince Carter may also be capable of such feats. As the Raptors came home to prepare for Game 3, there was only one question: how would they stop Iverson? The question should have been, what can't Carter do? A record crowd of 20,436 would gather at Air Canada Centre to see a dazzling display of long-distance bombing and the Raptors' easiest playoff win. Vince Carter would put his name in the record book, and the Raptors would again take control of their Eastern Conference semifinal with the Philadelphia 76ers.
The key in this game tonight is you must keep the turnovers under 12, get good, solid, high percentage shots once we get down inside the last 3 minutes. Remember, the games have been decided by 3 and 5.
Back to Raptors were at 80-80 when they missed 2 free throws, turned it over, and then Iverson into 3. So both teams could have won the game they lost. Eric Snow, who was the only other Sixer in double figures besides Iverson, gets the game underway.
Well, that's healthy. Larry Brown says that if Snow, Hill, and Lynch, if 2 of the 3 guys can give us double figures, we'll be okay.
Carter hit the 3, so that may be a signal of what's to come. Vince Carter, who hit 4 of 9 in the loss on Wednesday.
Yeah, he's now shooting over 40% in threes, and it is a big basis for their attack.
And there's Alvin Williams trying to stay with Iverson. So quick. 8 on the clock, puts it up, and the crowd cheers the miss.
We have 2 very quick teams here in transition. Both of them will spot up and shoot the 3 on a kickoff out of the break.
But it's been the Raptors who have been really successful from 3. Carter going up, and Lynch loses it out of bounds, fighting for the rebound. And they're wearing those purple headbands on top of everything else in the crowd.
Well, we see Vince Carter go right over to Hugh Hollins and say, I got fouled on the shot. See, this is something that he's got to get over. You go with the flow of the way the game is called. You must attack the basket. In Game 2, 0 foul shot attempts. And that's almost unheard of when you take 27 shots.
And score 28. But Carter, with the first 5 Raptor points.
Healthy sign for Toronto.
Here is Mutombo, who had 9 points and 9 rebounds after a double-double in the opener, and the hook shot doesn't go.
That's his shot, though. It looks awkward, but that's his meat and potatoes. And if you notice, the double team did not come until he put the ball on the floor.
Here is Oakley, and Oakley effective from the perimeter, and that may have been the Raptors' problem. Too many outside shots in Game 2. And here is Iverson wending his way in the lane, and this is his second attempt.
Transition defense a key. Now that's a good call right there. Childs went up in the air. The old story, when you jump up in the air, you know, always do it to shoot, not to make a pass. They cut off the one passing lane, forced them into a turnover.
And Lenny Wilkins trying to get Chris Childs into the series. He has picked up early fouls and has not been a factor in either of the first 2 games. Childs with a big series against his former team, the Knicks. And an offensive foul as Oakley says, yes, Hugh Hollins, you're right on that call. And there is Tyrone Hill called for the foul.
Everyone says, well, why don't you just deny Iverson the ball? Well, I've been around this league since '73. I've never seen anyone come off a staggered screen as quick as Iverson. Then if you don't follow him, if you try to cheat, he will immediately bump and catch you on an easy shot from the wing. Now, that was a staggered screen right across the top of the circle for him.
Childs directing traffic. Oakley guarded by Hill.
And again, Mutombo an illegal defense.
Illegal defense as Sixers called within, and there's Larry Brown shaking his head in dismay here. That'll be a first violation. The second will result in a technical free throw.
Yeah, they caught Mutombo standing. He was inside the lane while his man was outside 2 zone areas. Thank goodness next year these violation areas will be eliminated.
Driving was Childs and Antonio Davis, but it was set up by Chris Childs all the way.
Yeah, anytime you go the baseline tonight, you know that double team is coming hard. Your big guys have got to spot up in front of the basket.
Iverson hitting his first field goal of the game. He broke Billy Cunningham's Sixer playoff scoring record with 54 points. Cunningham had scored 50, and what impressed Billy was the 19 consecutive points in the fourth quarter. Toronto off to a big start, and Iverson with a great strip of Chris Childs.
He's always looking. He's gambling all the time in the backcourt and even on the shot attempt.
Snow leaves it in for Hill, who lays it in. Tyrone Hill with his first points of the game, and the Raptor lead is won.
Anytime tonight that the man playing the screener steps out to help out, they're going to the basket.
Alvin Williams with a fake on Iverson, and Mutombo getting the rebound, and Williams comes in to foul him. An ill-advised move.
Mutombo is excellent in kicking the ball out. And if he gets that ball out, Philly is as quick as any team in this league, maybe the quickest, from top of the circle to top of the circle. So the Toronto transition defense is constantly being pressured to get back.
Raptors took 3 out of 4 from the 76ers, who had the best record in the East in the regular season. Snow, defended by Childs, tries to get it inside, to Lynch, knocked away. And here on the drive, Carter. So he is at least trying to get inside, and 7 points for Carter of Toronto's first 9.
See, that's what they want to see, Dick. They want to see him attack the glass.
Crowd very much a factor in this game. Both of the fans in their cities incredibly enthusiastic. Here is Iverson missing a 3, and the Raptors leading by 3 with a little more than 4 minutes gone by in the first quarter. It was a wild helter-skelter game, too. Here is Carter. What a start for him. He has 10 points, including 2 threes, to start it off.
And see, he's on fire right now, and he's using his screens well. The defender is laying off him, saying, you got to make it. Well, unfortunately, they're knocking him down, so you're going to have to get up in there.
Iverson defended by Williams, and there is Snow off the glass. Eric Snow hitting his second field goal of the game.
They say, gee, did he plan that? Yes, he did. He's a very good bank shooter from the wings.
Here is Davis, his first shot of the game. What a series and playoff Antonio Davis is having. He has been in double figures in scoring and rebounds 6 of the first 7 playoff games.
This looks like a carbon copy of Game 2 in Philly the other night, where everyone is hitting the jumpers from the outside, and Iverson is questionable.
Iverson hits the deck and hits the 2. And in that first half, the Raptors opened up a 14-point lead before Iverson and the Sixers made that big second quarter run.
Anytime that Philly traps in the backcourt, all the way in the back, they're really losing out because it's not working. They're getting the ball up quick and getting a high percentage.
Here is Iverson, and he's fouled by Childs. So Alvin Williams losing the ball on the pass, and Childs committing the first foul. He has been in foul trouble in the first 2 games, with 6.5 minutes remaining in, once again, a spirited playoff game between these teams.
See, Iverson is telling you, Hollins, that he got fouled. Now, this is just Vince Carter going strong to the hole. Major thing here tonight is you've got to try to eliminate the easy baskets on fast break and second shots. See, you pick your poison. If you go over the top, he puts it on the floor and he goes down and he's on Mutombo. But if the guy goes underneath, then he steps back and he shoots the 3. And right now, he's on fire, and you want to get him into putting it down.
Iverson fouled, and Childs has picked up his second. So Chris Childs, continued to be plagued by early fouls, has picked up his second, as we would like to welcome all of you watching keenly, I might add, in Canada on Sportsnet. And it's undivided attention time for the fans in Canada now that the hockey season locally is history. They can devote their attention to the Raptors bid. So Iverson is on the line. And he misses the first one to the delight of the crowd. He was 9 for 9 in Game 2 as the 76ers, one of their big assets, making 25 of 26 in the game. He's got one.
The Sixers have been on fire throughout the playoffs. They're shooting, up over 80 on the line, and that's a major plus because the games basically have been rather close.
3-point Raptor lead, nearly halfway through the opening quarter. Alvin Williams, McKee getting the rebound. So Aaron McKee, who will play very often with Snow and Iverson, and as he is right now with the Sixers going small. Iverson in the crowd finds an open Eric Snow, who hits his third of the game.
With Allen getting into the middle, it's hard to challenge. You say Chamberlain to the left, though. He's so quick in changing directions. Once he gets over there and that double team comes, you must hit that 8 to 12-foot shot.
The lead is 1. Giles staying in the game with 2 fouls, missing the shot. Hill fighting, Carter winning and getting the basket. Carter with the second effort, and the Raptors look more like they did in the final game against the Knicks and in game 1 against the Sixers than they did Wednesday.
Very good point, Dick. And the big thing is you're seeing Vince Carter in the painted area.
8-2 edge for Toronto in the paint, where they have been beaten soundly thus far. Snow leaves it off for Hill, and a 3-second violation called against Mutombo of the Sixers.
With all of the double teaming, hard trapping from the top of the circle down at both ends of the floor, the big people have got to be aware where they position their bodies. You have to be ready for a pass, but you also have to stay out of the 3-second call.
Turnovers practically even. Sixers cut down their turnovers from 19 in game 1.
One-on-one.
And Carter firing over McKee. Hits 3 for Vince Carter. So he, so far, has had an answer for the answer. And he has hit 6 of 7 overall.
He's on fire right now. He has the stroke, feeling it. And what you like about it is he's dangerous in all areas.
And the Raptors again hot from 3-point territory as they've been throughout the series. Williams fighting Iverson for the loose ball, and it was last touched by the Raptors. 8 on the shot clock for the 76ers.
Philly just has to take their time. They know that Toronto's on fire. Same as the first quarter in game 2. You know that the Heat, they will eventually hit a cold spell. Just keep to your knitting. Take high percentage shots.
There's Tyrone Hill against Oakley, his nemesis, and hits. So Hill with his second field goal of the game. And the Raptor lead is 4, so the Sixers staying with the Raptors on the road. By the way, Philadelphia 24-17 away from home. That's only 2 games shy of their home record. So they like to win on the road too.
Well, they're the best one-loss record on the road in the league.
Davis, offensive foul as he charged into Mutombo and picking it up.
Good call by Hugh Hollins. He was right on that one. Had a perfect look. As Antonio Davis steps into the lane off the dribble, he will always gather his feet and then gather and then explode. But that time, he leaned in and caught him with a forearm.
Coming up next, game 3, and that should be an incredible matchup as the scene shifts to Sacramento. The Lakers leading 2-0 in their Western semifinal right here on TNT. Snow off the glass. And here come the Raptors. Here's Oakley, left open for the shot. Maybe too open for too long. Iverson quickly down the court, gets the basket. Allen Iverson, who's been doing it as a passer here in the first quarter, now has 7 points to lead Philadelphia. Giles, nowhere to go with it. 10 on the clock. Here's Alvin Williams. And Mutombo going high for the rebound. Iverson streaking by everybody. Reverse layup. Oh, wow. What a spectacular coast to coast. After Iverson gave him the outlet pass, but driving to the basket and a timeout call, Lenny Wilkins wants to talk it over as the Sixers, sparked by Iverson's 9 points here in the first quarter, have come back from a 6-point deficit to tie the game at 19.
Now keep an eye right here. You're going to look. He elevates almost too early, but he has the ability to get the spin, the reverse spin on that basketball. Beautiful. Now Carter on fire. You can see you always must honor that first jab step, and then when he steps back, it's in your face tonight. Iverson is not only giving you the points, the shot attempts, but he's getting to the foul line. Then he's coming in with rebounds, steals, and assists. He's giving you the total package. Now, Vince Carter tonight, we're seeing the total all-around game. He has been very unselfish. He's been giving up the ball a lot, but he is still shooting a very high percentage. Look at this.
Iverson on the steal and has it deflected, and Oakley committing the foul from behind. So Oakley, not to be denied, does not want Iverson to get the easy basket, and making the foul after Iverson picks the pocket of Alvin Williams.
Now keep an eye to your right of your screen. You're going to see Oakley. Oakley coming all the way from the top of the circle to go for that shot block. You never want a guy to get it uncontested. You can see he played that ball all the way and got a piece, but also caught his arm.
A determining factor in this game. The Raptors, Alvin Williams blaming himself for not doing a better job on Iverson. The rest of his teammates saying, we've got to do a better job helping you. And Oakley says, I'm going to do what I can so that we don't see a repeat of what Allen Iverson did. Missed both, 1 of 4 from the line for Allen Iverson. The only thing he isn't doing very well is free throw shooting thus far. Still tied at 19. Del Curry into the game. He's been brilliant from 3. And that's a 2-point basket for Curry, who is 7 of 16 from 3s in the series.
Well, he's in a very nice rhythm. Anytime that he comes off the screen, the man playing the screen, you must step up and really get in his face. Very seldom will he take the ball all the way to the basket.
Carter slipped, and Iverson off the baseline. Oh, look at it. And a chance to run for the Raptors. It's in Carter's hands now. And Oakley tries to get it to Curry on the other side, and it's off his hands. And that is the 5th Raptor turnover.
Now that pass definitely got away from Oakley. But in the Toronto transition game, they do that quite a bit. Taking the ball from one side of the floor to the other, looking for the 3-point shot attempt.
Here's Iverson, who has 9 points against Carter. Air ball. Try to force it perhaps that time as Alvin Williams comes back. The Raptors leading by 2. And Antonio Davis left open from the top. Davis coming off a 19-point game.
Well, he's been solid right throughout the playoffs. From that foul line up to the top of the circle, you drop off, the ball is going to go up and in. He's shooting a very high percentage.
And he's 3 for 3 so far in this one. Here's Aaron McKee. And the ball gets caught between the rim and the backboard, and we will have a jump ball. Everything seemed to stop after tremendous end-to-end action that we've had since the series started. It was a freeze frame, literally.
If you're coaching Philadelphia or you're a player out on the floor with Philadelphia, you just wish that if things are not there, that they could back it out and get into some of their offensive flow to incorporate the other 4 players.
Tip controlled by Toronto. They're up by 4. Their biggest lead was 6 here in this first quarter, and we are winding down to a minute to go. The pick and spot up to Antonio Davis, and it goes off the top to the Sixers.
I like the way the Sixers played that. Now in game 2, that was open time and time again on both sides of the floor. Because as the man would spot up down on the baseline area, they would be trapping the dribbler, opening up that shot. Rotation man would be late. But Philly tonight, no traps. They're going with the roll man.
And Keon Clark, who is a fan favorite and someone who Lenny Wilkins says we have to get into an active stance coming into the game for the Raptors. He played 9 minutes and had 4 points and no rebounds in game 2. George Lynch returns to the lineup for the Sixers. So it's Iverson, McKee, Mutombo, Lynch, and Trumaine Jones into the game. And McKee from the corner, but it's kept alive by Mutombo. Iverson, no basket. The foul against Iverson. And he will go to the line.
Tonight, Toronto very quick in getting to Iverson. They're getting to him quick in the paint area. And any time that he kicks it out, you can see now the importance of making that short shot.
Keon Clark committing the foul, and Allen Iverson only his second free throw made in 5 attempts.
Well, in games 1 and game 2, he gets to the line 24 times. He was shooting at 88%. During the season, he shot over 80.
Carter with Clark, Davis, Curry, and Alvin Williams with a half a minute remaining in the quarter. Williams nowhere to go, and Del Curry steps behind for 3, and it doesn't happen. Mutombo chases down the loose ball, and the shot clock is off as the Sixers try to tie it up in the final second.
Now Mutombo has had an excellent first quarter on the boards at both ends of the floor. He has 5 boards and has done a nice job in cutting the lane area off.
And winding down to 5 seconds to go, it's Iverson driving, trapped, and McKee has to hurry with the shot, fires and hits, it counts! A 2-point field goal by Aaron McKee. Tied up at 23 as we start the second quarter. Hubie, let's take a look at that last shot.
Keep an eye on the clock in the lower right-hand corner right here, and you'll see Derek McKee on the release. As he makes his move, the clock will hit 0, and once it hits the 0 right there, you'll see he still has the ball in his hand. Coaching staff at Toronto right on top of that call.
As we start the second quarter, Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and D line up. Series even 1-1. And the Raptors have Alvin Williams along with Del Curry, Vince Carter, and up front they have Antonio Davis, Keon Clark as well.
Larry wants to get down the floor. Larry Brown takes precious seconds off the clock. Iverson just got popped in the mouth that time.
Mutombo with McKee, Iverson, Jumaine Jones, and George Lynch. And a good block by Jones, known for his offense, but making the play defensively.
Well, we're seeing great action at both ends of the floor. Very few second chance points.
And firing from the corner, missing the 3 is Jumaine Jones, who gave the Sixers tremendous production off the bench. And a pushing foul is called, and George Lynch coming up court. They'll charge Mutombo with it, however, his first.
We have 2 of the top 4 offensive rebounding teams in the league. They are very vicious in getting to the glass, so you must put a body on a man when a shot goes up at your defensive end.
Carter hitting his 4th three-pointer. So Carter is 4 for 4, and the Raptors leading now 26-23, breaking the tie. 18 for Carter. He's pulling an Iverson so far in this game. Looking to post up is Mutombo, and Lynch driving in, and Davis the rebound. Lynch has not been a factor for the 76ers, scoring only 3 points in game 2. And Williams goes behind, and Carter is fouled by Allen Iverson. And the crowd cheering, the 2 being involved in the same play. For Iverson, that is his first personal. And Carter will go to the line, and he wants to know, do I get 3 shots because I was behind the line?
I just keep an eye on it. As the ball is thrown back, there was a collision with Iverson and Carter. He definitely gets him right across the elbow area.
And Carter was on the line with his foot, so it is only 2 shots for Carter. And Carter, not only is Carter going to the line for the first time, these are the first free throws by the Raptors, who only went there 13 times in their loss.
Well, for Carter, you like to see him get going right now, because he has just played 5 quarters without getting to the foul line. And it's kind of like a mystery, because when you think of how many shot attempts, 27 shot attempts in game 2, and then he's off and running here.
Iverson, and Carter got a piece of that one. So Carter doing the defensive job on Iverson. And the pass inside to Davis. Alvin Williams threading the needle. And the 7-point lead by the Raptors here in the second quarter with less than 2 minutes going by.
And there's great pressure at both ends of the floor for your transition defense to get back quick, because both teams are pushing the ball.
And the crowd this game yelling defense as Iverson trying to draw the foul and does so. And Iverson will go to the free throw line. And that time fouled by Vince Carter, his first.
Now he just dribbled right into 3 guys and somehow miraculously gets a shot up that actually hit the rim and almost had a chance of going in.
Is there anything that he won't be able to do or doesn't feel he can do? Like he said, you know, he says, no one's going to stop me but me. He is 3 for 6 so far from the line. And these will be the 7th and 8th free throws, but he is not making them.
But you're seeing something out of the ordinary. Now you just see right here. See, he just went right inside the 3 guys to push that up. And that is the fact he is an outstanding foul shooter. Over 80 through the season, and he takes over 10 a game in the playoff. In this series, he's getting 12 a game, and he's shooting 88%. But tonight, the ball will not go in the hole.
He is 4 for 8 thus far, Hubie. And the lead is 6. Clark going out. Curry. Close, but no cigar. Rims it, and the interception by Alvin Williams on the long pass attempt by the Sixers. Carter will go for another 3. 5 for 5. And 23 for Vince Carter. The lead is 9, and Carter hits the floor in decisive fashion. And Mutombo over there as well.
They were advancing the ball and calling timeout. Mutombo set a screen and Carter into the screen. Now, Carter is all upset because he thought Mutombo hit him on the screen. I was watching the dribbler, and I honestly did not see that. And then you can see a little push. Now, keep an eye. Watch this screen right here on Carter. He's set, but he thought that he caught him with an elbow, see? And that's why when Carter goes down, you can see Danny Crawford, the referee, was watching and then went right on to the dribbler.
9:25 remaining in the first half. 9-point lead. Remember, the Raptors had a 14-point lead in the second quarter in Philadelphia Wednesday night. And the offensive foul called George Lynch.
Now that was the second offensive foul call on that staggered screen right across the foul line area to free Iverson, going from left to right. And both times it was the second screener that picked up the moving screen and the foul.
Alvin Williams, who has yet to score but has been active and has been a terrific point guard for the Raptors. Carter, who has 23, 15 coming from three-point range. And here is Davis handing off to Alvin Williams. Davis with the offensive rebound, another second chance opportunity. They go back inside to Davis, and he converts. So Carter and Davis are 13 of 15 shooting between them. That's pretty high stuff.
Antonio Davis really on top of his game. Career marks during the course of the season, points, rebounding, and blocks, and has just picked it up even above that here in the playoffs.
11-point lead, first double-digit lead of the game as Davis blocks Iverson's attempt at a foul, and it seemed a late foul called on the play. And Davis has to be held back by Del Curry as he very upset over the call, as is Lenny Wilkins. That's the second on Davis.
Now keep an eye to the left of the screen as he swings out. You'll see Antonio Davis come in there. Well, from this angle, he definitely got ball, and he knocked it off the rim. They're saying that he caught part of his hand.
So Iverson on the line. That's his 9th attempt tonight. So Iverson, as you pointed out in the beginning, having a big edge in the Carter battle as far as free throw attempts.
And also the fact that he averages 9 more shots a game. There's nothing you can do about stopping him from catching because everything is always off the staggered screen. The most difficult thing to defend is a staggered screen from preventing a man from catching a pass.
Here is Davis on the pass inside, blocked by Mutombo, and now the Sixers running out, have a 3-on-2, and Aaron McKee lays it in. So the block leading to the fast break basket, and the Sixers down by 8.
We told you, this series is all about quickness, aggressiveness, and then anchoring of shot blocking down inside.
And Tyrone Hill inside, bumping. Carter coming around, picking up his second personal tonight.
And on every call in this series, the guy who was guilty of the foul is crying. And it doesn't matter what, everyone is yelling about the foul call.
4 minutes elapsed here in the second. Carter does it again. Vince Carter has hit 6 out of 6 from three-point territory. He has 26 points, and this crowd on its feet, what a show by him tonight.
And that was the very first time that Mutombo actually stepped out to help, and he stepped back and knocked it in.
Iverson coming back and missing the offensive rebound by Mutombo.
Easy now, easy.
And he's got to be restrained.
Easy. Well, he won't give up the ball.
Tempers are short here.
Yeah, see, Antonio Davis wanted to take the ball out of his hand.
Technical foul. And you know what was going to happen sooner or later. Mutombo really going at the officials.
Well, it's the frustration. It's the frustration of the fact that Toronto definitely on fire, and also Mutombo is working so hard, and he is not being rewarded with any type of shot attempts at the other end.
Well, Iverson taking the free throw, so the technical foul could not have been on Dikembe Mutombo. Here it is again, and it was on Antonio Davis. Davis for knocking the ball away from Mutombo. Mutombo was arguing, but Davis with the act got the tee.
Well, you could see that Mutombo definitely, when he came down, traveled. It was a solid call.
Carter leaves it out. Curry for three. He's come close, but he still has come up empty. And the ball knocked away, stolen by Williams on the loose ball, and lost out of bounds. And the crowd thinking that it was off Tyrone Hill. Lenny Wilkins arguing that, and it appeared to be that way, but it'll be Philadelphia ball.
But from this angle, from where we are, I thought it was off Hill also.
Raptors leading by 11 with nearly 5 minutes going by in the second. Snow, who had a good start offensively. Here's Mutombo with the hook shot. Rebound Curry. Davis over Mutombo. And the 76ers, who are down by 11. This is game 3. The series is even 1-1. Game 4 will be Sunday. Mutombo fouled by Keon Clark on the drive.
Keon Clark, 6'11", long arms. Lenny Wilkins very high on him. Once they picked up in trades, Keon Clark, Tracy Murray, Montrose. Then they picked up Chris Childs. He said the intensity of their practices picked up. We are better defensively, and we really have a little bit of a feistiness about ourselves.
And they're in the second round for the first time in their brief playoff history. Get caught up with Law and Order coming June the 5th, and looking for a little Law and Order in this game, as Mutombo is only the second Sixer to go to the line other than Allen Iverson in this game. 9-point lead and an errant pass by Williams, picked off. Iverson going to the hoop, fouled by Williams, and that will be Williams' second.
Williams elevated, thinking that he was going to take the shot. Didn't feel comfortable, and while he was up, tried to pass the ball into the post. The defense tonight at both ends, so quick in covering the passing lanes. You know, you have to make meat and potato plays here tonight, Dick. And then if you're going to make something off the spur of the moment, it's got to be right on the money, because the deflections are all over at both ends.
This has to be one of the quickest matchups that you have seen, I'm sure, in many years in the playoffs.
Well, they both cover the ground. They're both well-schooled defensively. And you like the fact that they're both fast-breaking, but you have to appreciate the athleticism on both ends because they get back. But that's where the danger of the three-point shooting, once again, of Toronto is getting the extra points. They're knocking them down again this evening.
Alvin Williams leaving the game, did not score, replaced by Chris Childs. Iverson only 6 of 13 from the line. Carter 7 of 7 from three-point territory, and he's got to be approaching playoff record stratosphere. He has 29 points. miss by Iverson. Fight for the loose ball, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Sixers. The NBA playoff record has been established by Vince Carter with 7 3-pointers in a half. So we already have a record, and we still have 5:52 remaining in the first half of this one. Another classic. We were amazed, Juby, with Allen Iverson's 28 in the first half of Game 2 Wednesday. Carter has 29, and that's in the first 18 minutes of this game. We still have practically half of this second quarter remaining. And the errant throw as Childs was on the receiving end of Carter's pass, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah, they ran that screen and roll into a post up for Carter, and that was just a sloppy catch by Vince. That was his fault all the way. He did not have a handle on that ball when he just rapidly threw it diagonally to Childs.
McKee gets it into Benumpo with Hill, Iverson, and Snow. Here is Snow penetrating into a crowd, leaving McKee open for the 3. Aaron McKee hitting the first 3-pointer for the Sixers.
Now you look at the Sixers. They're weathering an incredibly blistering half like Carter. They have missed their foul shots. They're not shooting a high percentage, and you look up and they're only down 8.
Well, the Raptors did the same thing. They withstood the Iverson attack in Game 2, and it was close. Here's Davis. Davis with 12 points, and he has had a tremendous series. So Carter has 29. Davis has 12. That's 41 of the 43 Raptor points.
See, that time Mutombo stepped out and went for the trap, and that just opened up the man who rolled and spotted up.
Here's McKee, who just hit the 3-pointer. The double team leaves Snow open. Way off the mark. Snow, and Childs underhands it to Curry. Curry looks, steps back, and misses a 3. Carter with the rebound. Turnaround. Another one. That's amazing. Amazing. Vince Carter on a turnaround has hit his 8th 3-pointer in a row. I don't even think he can see the basket on the turnaround. 32 in the game.
What a shot.
This is phenomenal. This crowd is on its feet, and they are hysterical with what they're seeing from Vince Carter. Snow. Long rebound to Carter. The Raptors leading by 13 points. Their biggest lead of the game. Here it is. Not that time. It had to end sometime, you mean. 8 out of 9. Not bad. And here's Iverson on the drive. The bump. Hill tries to keep it alive. Hill gets the rebound. And the foul against the Raptors. And Keon Clark called for the foul on Tyrone Hill.
Yeah, it's just been frustrating here for Philadelphia. They continue to get the 3-on-2s and the 4-on-3s, but nothing is going down. They're just not being able to complete it. Then any time that the shot clock is moving down into the 2 or 3 second area, someone is opening up for a 10 to 15-foot shot, and they cannot hit a high percentage.
And they're cheering the Junkyard Dog. Big favorite here is Jerome Williams. Takes his warm-up shirt off and throws it in the crowd. That is his tradition. He had 13 minutes and 7 rebounds in game number 2 after a big series against the Knicks, replacing Keon Clark, who leaves the game with 3 personal fouls.
The management made the trades. One with, Denver, where they did pick up the Keon Clark and Tracy Murray, and then all of a sudden they were able to get Jerome Williams. That added another guy. Then they go to New York and they pick up Chris Childs from New York. They improved their perimeter defense, and then it gave them another defender rebounder at the power forward or small forward position in Jerome Williams.
Childs getting it into Carter. Block inside by Mutombo. And there is Curry getting a hand on that foray by the Sixers, breaking up their fast break attempt.
Once again, like a 4-on-2 situation. It should be an uncontested layup. You have 2 guys running in the same lane, and they are negating one another. And then the pass is behind both guys.
Raptors leading by 11, 3:34 remaining in the first half. This series shaping up as a gem. This is game 3 with the team splitting in Philadelphia. Here is Aaron McKee, short on the long range, but he was fouled on the elbow by Del Curry, and that is his first.
Now Aaron McKee, the winner of the Sixth Man of the Year award during the course of the season, you know, he is right at the top of your scoring. He is your second leading scorer. But he has a tear in his rotor cuff area and will go under surgery once the playoffs are over.
And the 76ers as a team really banged up the last third of the season, Hubie, with the shoulder injury from McKee. Eric Snow still with a tender right ankle after the stress fracture. Matt Geiger, of course, unable to see action because of the knees. And then there's Allen Iverson, who has had various problems of the separated shoulder, the hip and knee injuries, and he has played through that. There's Iverson, who right now has 14 points. No one's talking about him, with Vince Carter having a 32-point first half. The Sixers 11 of 19 from the line, a far cry from game 2 where they missed only 1 from the strike. Here is Childs, open for 3, and he's got it. So somebody else besides Vince Carter hitting the 3 tonight.
Well, they're one of the top 3-point shooting teams that we have in the league. And then in this series, we told you at the top there, they're getting 8 a game. But tonight, they're beyond that thing. They are just right in the rhythm and the flow of the game.
Carter, 8 out of 9 from threes. Williams back into the game for the Raptors with Childs, who hit it 3 moments ago, and now has another one. So Chris Childs, and that is 10 3-point baskets by the Raptors already in this game, and we have 2 minutes to go in the half. Toronto leading by 16 points. Iverson, who has missed his last 6 shots after hitting 4 out of 7 early, has been quiet tonight. McKee, with 1 on the shot clock, gets it off, but that's not what the Sixers wanted from their offense.
At the Toronto end, everything is on the flow, easy shots, high percentage. At the Philadelphia end, a struggle.
Under 2 minutes in the half. Davis, fall away. Foul. And Davis getting up gingerly. Appears to be all right. The foul charge to Eric Snow. And the Sixers now in the penalty, as are the Raptors.
Number 33 is on the Davis.
I want to remind you that Julie Foudy and the San Diego Spirit march into Atlanta to battle Brianna Scurry and the Atlanta Beat this Saturday at noon on TNT. And they will be in our studio at halftime with the gang. Talk about this half and set you up for the second half of a brilliant TNT doubleheader with the 76ers with Toronto right here, and then the Lakers and the Kings later on. Todd McCullough, who is one of 4 native Canadians in the NBA, into the game for Philadelphia, native of Winnipeg. And the free throws by Davis. He has 14 points, and it's 54-36.
Philadelphia's just got to step back and look at this half and say, hey, we missed a bundle of foul shot opportunities. We had numerous fast break 3-on-2, 4-on-3s that we just didn't convert.
McCullough from Iverson. 16-point lead. And the Sixers making the Raptors work to bring it up. And here is Jerome Williams to Carter. Carter over the big. McCullough scores! So here is Vince Carter going up against McCullough, who stands at 7 feet. 34 points in the first half for Vince Carter.
Acrobatic shot all the way.
Iverson has missed his 7th in a row, and McCullough on the block. And Childs trying to save it. You can no longer call a timeout as you're going out of bounds. That rule change made.
Now, Todd McCullough, he's a handful in there. He's big, he's wide, he has great hands, and he has a scorer's touch. Steve Nash and McCullough spearheaded the Canadian team. They won their division in the Olympics, 5-1 record, and then came in strong in the medal round.
Rick Fox and Jamal McGlure, also Canadians who are in the NBA and all still playing in the playoffs. So all 4 Canadians are alive. And a big hand for Vince Carter as he leads the game for the first time. And normally staid Canadians very vocal with their appreciation for Carter, who has 34 points on 12 of 15 from the field and 8 of 9 from three-point range. And Aaron McKee, fighting his way inside, is fouled by Eric Montross, and he can laugh. Vince Carter with an NBA playoff record for most three-point baskets in a half. Remember, Allen Iverson, who had 54 points in Game 2, had 28 at the half. So Iverson taking a back seat to Carter, at least in this first half.
It's just been exasperating. Because you know yourself, when you're working as hard as Philly is working, you expect to make the foul shots. You expect to convert when you have your fast break opportunities, because that's your bread and butter. And you've been winning that game on the foul line and the fast break points. And tonight, those two areas have deserted them in this first half.
They have missed 9 of 20 from the line. And when you talk about those easy points at the outset with the defense being so quick, that's a huge void for the 76ers. Under a minute to go. Raptors by 17. Montross setting a screen for Childs, and the foul committed by McCullough. And Childs will go to the free throw line.
Well, Philadelphia has looked at that high screen at the top of the circle. Earlier in the game, they were going under it, and they paid the price with Carter stepping back and making all the threes. Now, in the last 5 minutes, they're stepping out hard, and they're not trapping it, but what they're doing is they're pushing the man back. And what you would like to do right there is not have the body contact. You're in the foul situation, and all you're doing is giving them easy points.
Despite, again, early fouls for Chris Childs, he has come alive and getting back into the flow of things for the Toronto Raptors. He has 8 points, including 2 threes.
Well, you like what Lenny Wilkins did. He stayed with him. He said, hey, I'm a veteran. He's a veteran guy. I want him to get going. And I just feel that he's not going to pick up his three. You play that just by your feel, and he got away with it.
Montross committing the foul, and going to the line will be Allen Iverson, who has been there a good deal tonight for the 76ers. He is 6 of 13. And makes the first free throw. So the lead moments ago, 19, the biggest of the game for the Raptors. Iverson's got them both with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 58 points, an incredible amount of points for the Raptors, and it's deflected away, and it was McCullough who got a piece of it. Here is Eric Snow as the shot clock is off. Sixers trying to cut it to 15 before the end of this half.
Now give Toronto a lot of credit. Low on the turnovers, Dick.
And there is Childs trying to get one back. Time running out, and they scramble for a loose ball, and Cats and Jammer kids, the way they're falling out of bounds, and Williams trying to save it, and a 20-second timeout called by Philadelphia. They have 1.7 to try a shot.
Now this is a situation where you can make a catch and get one dribble and still get a shot on. So defensively, you must be careful. You cannot be lax in this situation.
Here's Allen Iverson, UB, who has not made a basket in the last 15 minutes. And his opposite number, Vince Carter, who is blazing tonight with 34 points and 8 threes in this first half alone.
I thought early on, Dick, in that first quarter, Allen came out giving you that same type of intensity and spirit that he displayed in Game 2. And he came in and he forced a lot of shots. He couldn't get the roll. He couldn't get the ball to drop on any of his perimeter Jays. Then he went away from shooting in that second quarter and was feeding the ball to other people, but they were not knocking the shots down. then you compound that with their inefficiency at the foul line, you got a big problem. But the fact that this Toronto team can shoot such a high percentage in threes, what an advantage at this time of the year, because you're picking up that extra point.
They were up 22 points in free throws coming into this game, and here is the pass out to McKee. Final shot, it'll count if it goes, and it doesn't. And that'll do it. The story of this first half, Wednesday it was Allen Iverson. Tonight it is Vince Carter, whose 34 points are the most he has ever had in a half in his NBA career. Taking a look now, Vince Carter from the first half, and Allen Iverson in game 2. That's what they've done amazingly, and this is interesting, UB. Allen Iverson tonight has more assists than he has field goals in this half. So there they are. Iverson has 16 points, but Carter eclipsing in the first half what Allen Iverson achieved on Wednesday. Childs with Williams, Carter, Oakley, and Antonio Davis for the Raptors. Their biggest lead was 19.
Clear out here.
And it's Carter against Lynch. Carter starting where he left off, 36 points.
That's such an unorthodox shot. It's a difficult release. It's not a push shot. It's not a jump shot. It's almost like a throw.
Matching their biggest lead of the game. Snow coming back, and the rebound by Davis. That is his 10th rebound. So again, heading for another double-double, and he's got it. Does Antonio Davis. Carter for 3. And the rebound by Hill. Crowd oohing and awing every time he launches one from beyond the arc. Here's Allen Iverson. Leaves it from Mutombo. Gets it back. Bobbled a little bit. Childs staying with Iverson. Picked up by Davis on the switch. Williams hustling for the loose ball along with Eric Snow. And the see if a foul is called. It is not. It was last touched by the Raptors. Let's check in with D. Lynam.
Well, Dick, what bothered Larry Brown most about that first half was his team's inability to execute offensively. He said, we knew they were going to make shots. All the more reason we shouldn't have bailed them out by not executing. But here was the kicker. He said, what a performance by Vince Carter. They go 10 for 15 from 3, and Del Curry was 0 for 4. He's amazing.
No question about it. As field goal here by George Lynch, his first of the game. It's been a quiet series for the good defensive forward from North Carolina.
Big question now is, can Philly upgrade their defense, force some turnovers, and get out in the open floor? It's the only way they're going to come back here.
Oakley missing from the corner. Davis with the offensive rebound.
What a game he's had. So solid. So solid.
And driving is Childs off the rim. Batted out. Childs has it again. And there's a pass to Carter. It was not a shot, but a pass to Carter over his head. And we're seeing everything tonight from Vince Carter as we saw from Allen Iverson in the last game.
It's easy when you're at home and you're down big. The fans get in your corner and they pump you up. You run a little string and the house is rocking. Now here tonight, this takes incredible discipline if they're going to come back at the defensive end.
Let's see that last one again. It's worth seeing.
Yeah, Childs is really right on the number here. You can see it. He just throws the pass. He sees Carter whisking in from the right-hand side. Beautiful, right on the money.
Here's Snow.
Cannot make the shot.
And Carter out battling Mutombo for the rebound. And here is Antonio Davis. And the Toronto Raptors force Larry Brown to call a timeout after opening up a 21-point lead. With just a couple of minutes gone by in the third, they are going wild here in Toronto.
Good timeout. Major thing right now, all you're trying to do is just try to stop the bleeding. Right now your team needs to be energized, and you're not seeing it in the first couple of minutes here of this quarter. Give Toronto a ton of credit. Their defense tonight outstanding. They're crashing the boards. They're doing an excellent job. And then they're looking down the floor. And we told you at the top, Both teams consistently are looking to push the ball hard, and their big men are running and filling the lanes.
Antonio Davis having a tremendous playoff. He has 16 points and 11 rebounds in this game, so he has had double-double in 7 out of 8 playoff games. This crowd certainly a boost. No more hockey here. They have the Raptors their undivided attention of the fans. Kevin Ollie into the game for the first time tonight. Iverson looking for room, slipping. Lynch with a fake and a shot. And he scrambles and gets the loose ball in the corner. Here's Iverson. And he's missing the shots he made on Wednesday.
Well, no doubt about it. But the big thing is that Toronto, they're solid defensively. They're basic. They're cutting everything off. They're making the Philly offense look very choppy and disorganized. And then they end up with, usually bad percentage shots.
Good ball movement, but the missed shot by Williams and the outlet to Allen Iverson. Raptors lead it 64-43, trying to take a 2-1 lead in their first home game of the series. 8 on the shot clock, the double team on Mutombo. Ollie is open and hits. Very reliable. Larry Brown likes his steadiness.
Anytime that they go into the pivot area, Mutombo's getting double teamed hard. They don't need to even pass the ball to the top of the circle. The foul line area is wide open, and it's been wide open throughout the game. But you have to make that 12 to 17-foot shot.
The pick and spot up, Davis. And loose ball, and the Raptors get it back. And Oakley got a little fancy trying to get it to the big guy, Davis.
Yeah, the big fella tried to do a little mustard that time. A little bit behind the back. One of the very few things which have not worked in this game so far for Toronto at the offensive end.
Precious few.
Yes.
Allen Iverson, who has not hit a field goal in the last 19 minutes of this game. And he'll launch him up. Against the double team, not a good pass off the hand of Ollie. And Carter has it. Carter fires another 3. Looking to tie the NBA record for playoff threes held by Rex Chapman. Iverson coming out and missing. It is just not happening from the field tonight for Allen Iverson. He has missed his last 9.
And see, when the shots go up that quick, Dick, and you're running down the floor, your big guys do not get a chance to get to the glass. Now, we know that second chance shots tonight are at a premium to begin with.
Carter against McKee. One-hands it, but it rolls off the rim. And the Sixers with Ollie trying to push it up.
What you're trying to do as a team is you can't make up all the points. Just try to get it to 10.
Well, McKee gets 3 back.
If you get it to 10 by the end of the quarter, you're within striking distance. Then you're hoping that it's a new half and that Toronto will continue to miss the outside shots.
16-point lead for the Raptors. And Davis driving against Mutombo, leaves it out to Childs for the 3. Childs hit a couple in the first half, and now Hill on a very active rebound. 3-on-2 break. Iverson to McKee, and 5 straight points scored by Aaron McKee, and a good timeout called by Lenny Wilkins.
Now this is Philadelphia Sixer ball. If they don't force the turnover, but if they get a shot blocker, they hold you to 1 shot from top of the circle to top of the circle. When they finish on the break, they look sensational. The first half, many opportunities, no cigar. Good timeout. You have to rattle your guys, and you have to tell them, look, we cannot get blasé here. We know how quick they come back. They did it in game 1. They came back for an instant round. We know that was at their arena. The big thing here is now let's get back to high percentage shots, and let's get down into the paint where we hurt them for the first time in this series.
Philly did come back from 17 in game 1, only to lose a close one. And there's Alvin Williams trying to get into the paint area and then pushed by Dikembe Mutombo. That is only his first personal foul. Mutombo acquired in February in the big trade with the Atlanta Hawks. Theo Ratliff, who did not play, had the broken wrist, never a factor the rest of the year, of course. And Tony Kukoc, who got hurt. Here is Carter again on the isolation. Hill coming over to double team, leaving Oakley open to hit the shot. Oakley with his first points tonight.
Now, Oakley in this series has been very solid. The 10 to 11 points in the games, and then also 6 to 8 rebounds, being very solid on the boards.
There is Iverson, stop and go in traffic, lays it in. Allen Iverson, who had not scored a basket in over 20 minutes, and it's 66 to 52. Nearly 5.5 to go. Crowd quieting somewhat right now. Here is Oakley. And Oakley throwing, no, it was deflected, and the Sixers 2-on-1. Ollie to McKee, fouled by Childs. Smart foul by Chris.
Good foul. Good defense.
And McKee missing the free throw, makes only one. As he run into the crowd, the Sixers nevertheless on a 10-2 run here and cutting the margin to 13. As you said, get it under 10 and you're in business.
Say their strength, forcing the turnovers. That was close. He thought that he had it. You could see he was exasperated. He thought the little extra energy. It was just a miracle that he almost had it in the first place.
But the Sixers missing the free throws. They're really shooting themselves in the foot by doing that. Oakley, after faking a pass, hitting a second. So Oakley, trying to get in rhythm, has hit his first 2 field goals here in this third quarter. Allen Iverson, who has 18 in the game. And Hill dribbles it off his foot and lost it. Turnover. Hill arguing that call. I wonder if it's slippery out there because Allen Iverson seems to be slipping every time.
I'll tell you, Dick, it's very hot in here, very humid in the building, and the perspiration has been all over. One time, Vince Carter came down right in front of us, put his hands down on the floor because he hit a slick spot, and he wiped up the floor himself.
That last call was an offensive foul against Hill. Alvin Williams misses the reverse layup after a fine pass from Childs. McKee driving, and the block by Antonio Davis, and the Raptors foul.
See, that was unfortunate, Dick. Mainly because both guys skied for that rebound.
Antonio Davis's third foul.
That's right. And Antonio just happens to go down. Keep an eye now to the left. As the ball is blocked right there, you're going to see him go down on the floor. Now, as Hill comes down, he just falls right over the pile.
Inadvertent, but it's a foul.
It is a foul. In this building, unpopular foul. For Philadelphia, it'd be nice to see if
offensive foul the other way as there's Mutombo setting the screen for McKee, and he's got his second.
Yeah, they've been very consistent on that all night. They are not going to allow a big guy to turn his body as a defender is trying to recover and then have contact. They've been right on the money. But right now, Philadelphia needs the front line, meaning Mutombo and then also McKee and Lynch. These guys to step up right now and get some points.
Well, Lynch has not done that at all in the series.
He's been really limited with foul trouble in games 1 and 2. But they need his solid defense and then also the fact that he shoots a nice percentage.
Oakley posting up against McKee, sends it out to Carter off the front rim and put in by Alvin Williams as the Sixers fall asleep.
And see, if you go small, that's cool. You can go small and then hope that you can get out on the break in that, but you have to defend your own board. And we always say at playoff time, you must take care of the defensive boards first.
And a 9-point edge in second chance points for the Raptors. That's how they beat the Knicks in round 1. But Mutombo clicks with his hook shot with his right arm extended. And the lead is 15 for the Raptors in a 20-second timeout. Carter playing practically the entire game, as Iverson did all but 14 seconds of Wednesday night. Carter's had a brief respite, that's all. Pass inside, blocked by Mutombo as he rejects Antonio Davis, and Kevin Ollie on the lay-in. Sixers getting mileage off the turnovers.
Yeah, and once again, see, they're quick, but you get the block. so it initiates the break. And right now, Larry has some guys in there who can really finish, extremely athletic. Big thing right now, Toronto, come on, high percentage shots. You got to get back in and get your flow of your offense going.
And Allen Iverson on the foul, appealing to Joe Forte off the screen.
Yeah, right there, Iverson thought that his man, you see, unfortunately, that was probably what was saw, what the referee had a chance to see. But what happened is Iverson's man fell down.
Alvin Williams, who was 1 for 9 from the field.
Get one now.
And the Sixers coming back. 13-point game. Iverson changing direction, going in traffic. Blocked by Oakley. Oakley
2-on-1
with a block 2-on-1. Carter pulls up and off the mark. So Vince Carter, who started the game 8 for 8 from threes, has missed his last 4 from long range and missing the stroke from all over the court right now. And a timeout called by the Sixers. Del Curry into the game for the Raptors. Iverson trying to get a screen, and Childs knocking the ball away. Last touch by Childs with 10 on the shot clock. So critical moment of this game now as the Sixers see a chance to perhaps get the game under double digits. Eric Snow will come in. Kevin Ollie leaves the game.
Did a nice job.
Yes, he was. The Raptors had their biggest lead of 21 when he entered the game, and now it is a 13-point affair. Here is
wide open.
Snow. And Lynch tries to tip it out, and a loose ball foul is called against George Lynch. So with 2:10 remaining in the third quarter, Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and D. Lynam with you. The Toronto Raptors lead the 76ers by 13. We're up by as many as 21. In a story in which the spectacular performance in the first half of Vince Carter, he had 38 points, an NBA record 8 3-pointers from the three-point line for a half, and very quiet since then. He has 38 in the game. He has mastered his last 4 shots, and we have under 2 minutes to go in the third. Here is Childs into Oakley, blocked by Mutombo, and a jump ball, and tying him up, George Lynch, I believe. Mutombo was there, but I think Lynch had the ball, and let's see who does jump for Philadelphia, and it will be Antonio Davis and Lynch.
Very unselfish pass underneath the basket to Davis, but he got himself caught because he was not facing the basket and he could not convert quickly. And remember we said, well, anytime Mutombo's in there and Lynch is in there, you have 2 of the best defenders.
And the tip bounced around. McKee comes out of the pack and lifts it up for Lynch.
Got a score.
And Lynch too far under it. Too far under the basket, and the pass out picked off by Childs.
Let's think of the last 2 possessions. The wide open jumper inside the foul line, and then that play right there.
And Curry throws the ball away. It was intended for Antonio Davis, so Lenny Wilkins can't like that, giving the Sixers another opportunity here.
Yeah, well, you just don't need blind passing right now. Well, the big thing is they're making a run. You're at home. Just play meat and potatoes. Make the easy play. Nothing fancy here and nothing difficult.
15 on the shot clock, 1:15 to go in the third. Here is Snow. Snow is open and gets in the lane and misses again. So Snow has missed 2 open shots. They get the offensive rebound, and Snow finally hits. So if you don't succeed at first, and it's an 11-point game, 70-59, under a minute to go in the third.
Anytime Iverson gets double-teamed out on the winger at the top of the circle, Snow is open at the foul line. They are not even running anyone at him. They're saying you must make the shot.
Here's Carter hitting a 3. The Raptors have been scoreless for the last 3 minutes, and Vince Carter has tied Rex Chapman's record with 9 3-point field goals in a playoff game. He has 41 all told in the game, and I guess you could call that a kick ball. Here it is, the record-tying 3.
Now this is just good ball movement, and he's been looking for that shot at the top of the circle, and it does not matter whether he is a step behind or even beyond the step. He's elevating with ease, and it's an effortless release. Beautiful.
41 points for Vince Carter, who's had a quiet third quarter. And here is George Lynch from the corner hitting. So Lynch and Snow from the left baseline. And the lead is 12 with under a half a minute remaining.
See, there's that double team again. They are running that double team hard right now on Iverson so that he cannot get a shot. Putting the pressure on the other 4 guys to make all of these little baby jump shots.
And Carter with 7 on the shot clock. Practically the same amount of time on the game clock. Childs leaves it for Davis. And Davis with a big basket. And 1.3 on the clock. Allen Iverson fires away, and that'll do it.
Now there was just a pass to Iverson right here. Now you can see the double team coming quickly. So as soon as the man leaves, watch where Lynch will go. Lynch will go right here. They've been getting that area and this area right here at the foul line. Both areas have been wide open throughout the second half. They're putting the pressure on the other 4 guys to beat them.
But you know, Hubie, the Raptors scored only 17 points in the quarter, and they lost only 3 from their halftime lead. So they've got to be sighing relief. Jerome Williams into the game for the Raptors. He's in there with Antonio Davis, Vince Carter, Del Curry, and Chris Childs as Lynch, going strong to the basket, is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Lynch tonight has scored 4 points. The personal foul is against Childs, and that is his 4th.
When the Philly coaching staff sits down with the team tomorrow and they look at this video, they're going to see plenty of opportunities. They've had a ton of fast break chances. They've been to the foul line. Both places they have come up short. Then within the trapping of Iverson, the 2 areas they'll see, and they'll just say, hey, we just got to make those shots. Just take your time. We shoot a high percentage, everything will be fine.
Sixers have missed 10 from the free throw line tonight. And it is a 12-point lead. So Philadelphia trying to make inroads early here in the 4th quarter. They don't want to wait to put on their run, and they'd be too late then.
Yeah, McKee's fighting Carter very hard so that he could not post up.
Jerome Williams defended nicely by Lynch. Gets the ball back and puts it through. Well executed. Vince Carter to Jerome Williams, and the foul.
Philly got caught. 2 guys playing 1 out past the 3-point line. When that ball is handed off, this is give and go. Watch what happens. Nobody's guarding Williams. 2 guys went with the cutter. And what happens? Open, wide open, and the rotation was late.
So they love JYD, Junkyard Dog, and Jerome Williams. Easily a fan favorite. Here's another look.
And this is just a nice give and go situation. Williams realized he was open, but then Carter made it happen. He gave him the not go.
3 on Mutombo. Carter, by the way, with all that he's done offensively, has 6 assists, but Jerome Williams cannot convert the 3-point play, and the lead 14 early here in the 4th. Toronto passing the ball well and is stealed by Jerome Williams. And here is Chris Childs pulling up and hitting in rhythm. Childs coming out of it tonight with 10 points.
Yeah, he's been very solid. Very tough defensively, and then also hitting the jumper in transition. That's all they need from him. Just get your little double figures, 10 to 12.
And Iverson looking for some shooting room. Snow is open and hits. Eric Snow now with 10. Long pass to Jerome Williams in the front court. Mutombo looms, however, underneath.
You have to pay attention to Jerome Williams. Now, they're not going to do any fancy things with him in the offensive set, but keep an eye on him on the boards and for loose balls.
6 on the shot clock, stripped away by Eric Snow. 2-on-1. Iverson going in against Childs and doesn't get it. And the foul in frustration, perhaps on the other side, as Curry is fouled. Iverson had the 2-on-1 and decided to take it to Chris Childs.
Yeah, see, when you do that, all you're doing is you're forcing yourself into a difficult position on the release. And he got himself to the area that he could not bank the ball. And he was right in front of the rim.
Snow committing the foul. Iverson has hit only 1 of his last 13. Thus the 79-65 Raptor lead. It's been Carter's night. He has 41. Leaves it out for Curry. Good fake on McKee, but he does not hit. Out of bounds. Last touched by the Raptors.
Del Curry is having a nightmare type of night, and he's had good looks. He's been wide open, and he's their premier three-point shooting guy. 1 for 7 tonight.
Double team on Iverson and a kick ball. And Tyrone Hill will enter the game for the 76ers as Mutombo gets a breather. Mutombo tonight goes out having scored 4 points. He has 3 personal fouls and 9 off the glass. But the defense has been exemplary for the Raptors. They have held the Sixers to just 38% shooting from the field. And McKee, off balance, trying to draw the foul, does that.
They're feisty. They play with incredible intensity. And their defense gets them in good positions. And then they are not afraid to attack the rim. All of that meaning the Philadelphia 76ers. They're dangerous. You never count them out, because here they are. If he can knock down 2, you're only down 12.
And Aaron McKee now with 16 points, and that's what the Sixers did. They always found a way to finish games this season. Now they have to have an uphill climb on the road in the 4th quarter. And it is a 12-point deficit for the 76ers with 9:40 to go in the 4th.
Now you'd like to see Toronto get up here and get some movement and include Vince Carter in their attack. They cannot go away from them like they did in the second half, especially in quarter 3.
Here's Jerome Williams. Gets out of the tough trouble. Curry going back to him. And here's Davis with a fall away over Hill. And the foul will be against the Raptors as the 76ers made it very difficult for Toronto there.
With Jerome Williams in there with Antonio Davis, you have 2 bangers and 2 guys who are going to sacrifice their body. Right now, the Sixers are very small, and they're going with a very small lineup with Hill as your center, Jermaine Jones as your power forward, McKee at small forward.
Alvin Williams sent back into the game by Lenny Wilkins. Crowd chanting defense, and the Raptors have done that pretty well tonight. Here is McKee from the corner, in and out, and the rebound by Williams. Jerome Williams getting the rebound. It is a 12-point game. These are pivotal minutes right now as the Raptors try to open their advantage, and the Sixers want to get it down. Carter with a runner in the lane. Vince Carter now with 43.
Anytime the team is as small as the Sixers are right now, you must go down inside.
The Sixers are down, but we still have 8:40 remaining in the 4th. Snow with Iverson, McKee, Jermaine Jones, and Tyrone Hill for the Sixers, looking to make a run now. And here is Jones inside, and it's put in by Hill.
Allen right now could be a great distributor, because every time he puts it down, if he stays in the middle of the floor, he's drawing the double team. Once the double team comes, someone going to the basket is going to be open.
Lakers Kings coming up next. Childs driving the baseline, and he lays it in with his left hand. 12 for Chris Childs. He's come up big tonight. He has 9 assists to go with that.
Yeah, he's done a very good job in dogging defensively. Allen Iverson, anytime that Williams is either out of the game or on a switch.
Iverson on the turnaround, 20 points, and now the Sixers really need stops to get back in this game.
So once again, we tell you now, they're still small because Hill is the biggest player out of the floor, and he's playing a center position.
Iverson gambling for the steal. Alvin Williams from the baseline, and it goes out, and the Raptors with the new clock with 7.5 to go.
That's the negative side of going small, because it's difficult to rebound against Toronto. Toronto being such a strong club with Williams in there, and then Antonio Davis and Carter up front.
Eric Snow fouling Chris Childs on the drive, and Childs will go to the line with the Raptors leading by 12, 7:27 remaining.
In this quarter now, every time that we think that they're within striking distance of getting it to 10, a hustle point will come up in favor of Toronto.
Their biggest lead was 21. Mutombo and Kevin Ollie come back in. Mutombo, who has 4 points and 9 rebounds, and Kevin Ollie replacing Snow. And what's significant about that is that the Sixers' biggest run of the night came when Ollie entered the game, when the Sixers were down by 21 and led them on a comeback of sorts.
Well, Larry's rotating his key guys right now by bringing Mutombo. Naturally, you got your anchor back in there in the lane, hoping that you'll get some shot blocks and kick out. But they need Iverson also to score a few points here. Oh, they catch him out.
Offensive foul. And that'll be against Iverson. 3 on Allen Iverson.
Well, that's the frustration. That's a frustration of you feel like you're not going to be open coming off of a curl move.
14-point lead, entering some critical moments for the 76ers to narrow the gap. Carter! How did Carter get that shot off? He was like going to his left on the left side of the floor, and he flipped it in. 45 for him.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to do something about this in Game 4, because any time that he comes off the screen out there around that three-point line, Dick, the man playing the screener is not stepping up. They're not trapping him. They're not stringing him out. They're letting him take the shot.
The key way off the mark on his two-point attempt. Vince Carter scored 34 points in the first half. He has 11 here in the second.
Oh, this is a major defensive point that must be cleaned up when they play again on Sunday.
Double on Carter. And here's Alvin Williams driving in. And he is fouled as Aaron McKee trying to defend against him. And here is Jerome Williams getting the crowd in the game as if they need it, the way the Raptors are playing tonight.
They're exhausted from the first half exhibition. They were on their feet most of the half. I mean, the young man put on such a display of shooting.
Vince had 34 points and 8 of 9 from the three-point arc. Foul was on Mutombo, and that is 4 on Dikembe Mutombo with 6:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Eric Snow will quickly check back into the game, and McKee will go out. McKee tonight has scored 17 points. Snow has 10. Giles will inbound. JYD, Junkyard Dog. Crowd having a blast tonight.
You got to do this. See, right now Snow's trying to play Carter. You can get it either way. Oh,
Alvin Williams from Carter. Alvin Williams tonight with another assist and a timeout called by the 76ers.
What you're seeing is great team play, and that is any time that your star has the ball and a guy cuts and he's wide open, Vince Carter is putting the ball right on the money.
What do you think this game is going to do for Toronto basketball in the future? An all-time attendance record, and the Raptors leading 89-71. 18-point lead as the Raptors have answered all of the 76er challenges, and under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And here is Kevin Ollie, long range, and out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Raptors. And a new clock. Hill has it slapped away, and they're going to call Alvin Williams for the foul as a result.
Well, Larry Brown right now looking for a little spurt for Iverson. Can he get on fire right now for the next 3 or 4 minutes?
He has 20 in the game. Snow into Mutombo, and Carter reaching in. And Vince Carter now with his third personal foul, and that will put the Raptors in the penalty, and the Sixers will shoot.
It's very difficult for Iverson to get off a good look. It's very difficult for him right now tonight, especially in the second half, to get the penetration into the paint. Because Toronto, they're not waiting now. As soon as he catches the ball, they're running that guy at him, and they're playing him strong, really strong, and it's just an aggressive trap.
'89-73. Childs gets it to Jerome Williams into the forecourt. Under 5.5 to go in regulation. 16-point lead for the Raptors. Their biggest lead tonight was 21. Turnaround, Carter. Tipped in the air, knocked around, and comes out in the hands of the Sixers. They have a 3-on-3 situation. Snow driving to the basket. Gets it back from Ali. Plenty of time on the shot clock. And here is Tyrone Hill. Cannot hit it. Mutombo trying to keep it alive. And it's cradled by Jerome Williams.
Well, you like the strategy. I mean, the defensive strategy, philosophy this half has been terrific. Trap hard. Don't let Iverson beat us. Force these other four guys to make a shot.
Childs with a scoop shot, and it's 91-73. And speaking of Iverson, Hubie, he has only 2 field goals in the last 34 minutes of this game. Thus the Sixers in a big hole, but Iverson hitting the 3, his first of the game. And the lead is 15, so the 76ers don't quite go away, but they can't get it close to 10.
Yeah, big thing now, just back it out, run some time.
Carter on the drive, and no basket.
They'll give it to him.
Yes, they do.
They give him continuation that time.
All right. So Carter getting it all tonight, and in that situation, answer Allen Iverson, known as the answer. 47 points tonight. Iverson scoring 54 in Game 2 on Wednesday. So 48 for Vince Carter, including a record-tying 9 3-pointers, tying Rex Chapman's all-time playoff record. 4 minutes remaining. Here's Rodney Buford into the game, missing the shot, and Childs getting the rebound. 18-point lead for the Raptors, and it's slipping away for Philadelphia to try to win this one on the road.
Yeah, the Raptors all night, not giving up any second chance points.
Here's Carter driving with the fall away. Kept alive by Davis. This crowd is seeing quite a show tonight by the Raptors, who will take a 2-1 lead in the best of 7. Here is Davis hitting. Antonio Davis with 20, backing up Carter's 48.
You just love Antonio Davis's game.
All right, Ernie, let's see whether the Kings Sacramento crowd can do what the Toronto crowd has done. A 20-point lead, and when you consider that the 76ers worked so hard to amass the best record in the Eastern Conference, now knowing they have to win Game 4 Sunday on the road, otherwise fall behind 3-1.
Yeah, but when good teams are playing in the second round and you have good talent, all you have to do is win one of the 2 games. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for a split here. Right now, Larry Brown has taken out his starters, and he's going with his backup unit. Lynch is the only starter that remains in the game.
Kevin Ollie with Jumaine Jones, Todd McCullough, Rodney Buford.
Look up.
And here is going to be Carter. 50. His NBA high is 51. And he's one away from that. Here is Buford. And the rebound taken down by Antonio Davis. Eric Montross is going to come in, and Lenny Wilkins will follow suit and get his starters out of there. Here is Carter going in. It's picked off by Lynch with 2:22 to go. And here is Kevin Ollie with the drive, and it's taken down by Jerome Williams, but a loose ball foul has been called against the 76ers. 22-point lead, the biggest of the game right now, and Vince Carter is going to go out to the thundering ovation right here. Boy, did he have an answer tonight.
Back-to-back games, we've seen two spectacular shows.
And that's why I feel that this duel could be an awakening here, because we are seeing two athletic, great players giving their all. And when you see back-to-back performances like this, I don't remember when that's happened to this degree. 54 by Iverson in Game 2 on Wednesday, and 50 tonight by Vince Carter. And you know, Allen Iverson has more ammunition, so it's now a 99-76 lead.
And you're looking at this, all it is a loss. It doesn't matter whether it's by 1 or by 30. The main thing for Philly, by Sunday afternoon, they've got to figure out an answer to the trap, and then rotating high percentage shooters into the areas that the defense is giving them, because their offense tonight, very choppy, very, very choppy.
Ali has a shot blocked by Montrose. Under 2 minutes to go. So the Toronto Raptors, when this one is over, will have won 5 of 7 games from the 76ers in the regular season and the playoffs.
Well, they're showing that the season was not a fluke. And you can see that their offensive game plan have been solid. And then with the fact that they can make the three and shoot such a high percentage, what an advantage that is.
Jermaine Jones on the miss. Lynch the rebound. Don't forget Lakers and Kings Game 3 coming up right after this one is over. Buford fires the three and comes up empty. So the Lakers trying to make it 3-0 over the Kings. It'll be a tough task. And now with 1 minute remaining in the game, the crowd giving the Raptors a well-deserved standing ovation. They've got their reserves in there for the most part. And this was their first game at home since they defeated the New York Knicks in the first round by winning on the road in Game 5. And here is Peterson. Remember him, Morris Peterson, who started 21 games this year, the rookie from Michigan State, and the opening game of the Knicks series. But then the lineup change made by Lenny Wilkins, installing Chris Childs in the lineup. And McCullough trying to get a layup is fouled with 29.7.
When Lenny Wilkins went to Childs at the point guard position, that was the best move by this coaching staff. By putting Childs in the backcourt, it relieved Alvin Williams to become a scorer and also a distributor at 2. Vince Carter slid right up to that small forward position. They're more athletic, they're quicker in the open floor, and they're definitely sounded from the defensive end. Then Antonio Davis has been just a great second man, stepping up with the points and the rebounds to back up Carter.
Throughout all of the playoffs.
Yes.
Well, the Raptors fell behind the Knicks 2-1. They won the last 2 games of that series and now have taken 2 of the first 3 from the 76ers, going over the 100 mark. 4 on the shot clock, and Chris Childs trying to get it to Montrose as the shot clock expires. 4.9 remaining as the Toronto Raptors, who had their best ever regular season, capturing 47 games. They were the number 5 seed. They knocked off the Knicks and now have a 2-1 lead and a home game coming up against the best in the East, the 76ers. Carter with 50 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks. Incredible game. And you mentioned Davis with 20 and 14. Allen Iverson, 23, but only 7 of 22 from the field, and that does it. So Iverson stole the show Wednesday. Tonight, Vince Carter's night. Final score, the Toronto Raptors defeat the Philadelphia 76ers 102-78 and lead the best of 7, 2-1.
A record 8 three-pointers in one half of a playoff game. An NBA record tying 9 three-pointers in a game. 50 points. There was pride associated with the Raptors uniform like never before. Not to be upstaged by Allen Iverson in Game 2, Vince Carter dominated Game 3 with unconscious shooting and physical defense. It was a commanding performance by the entire Raptors team. Antonio Davis scored 20 points. Chris Childs had 16 points and 10 assists. As a team, the Raptors would block 10 Philadelphia shots in a 102-78 win, the Raptors' first easy playoff victory. With a 2-1 series lead, the Raptors now look like legitimate contenders for the Eastern Conference title.